Alright, we're live.
Alright, so tonight, as he cracks the can, that's
Right.
perfect timing, I love it. So tonight we are talking about self-empowerment and self-resurrection. So the self-resurrection portion of this is a mental resurrection, a spiritual resurrection, emotional. This is not a physical resurrection, because trust me, if we could do that, I would have new legs. I don't mind the way mine look. They just hurt a lot, so I would have new ones.
I'll second that.
Yeah.
Check engine light stays on.
Yeah, always, constantly.
I would put a little piece of tape over mine so I don't have to look at it anymore.
Well, we've learned to ignore the self-engine check, the check engine light around here. You know, you do what you got to do. I'm probably getting yelled at for that comment.
Only when she's throwing the good shit.
Oh, no. Sorry, I wasn't getting yelled at. Yay.
Now.
That was probably me telling.
I mean, do you want to be yelled at?
No.
I can get on my phone.
No, I'm good. I'm fine. So, the first thing we're going to go over is self-empowerment. And then after that, we'll do the herbal and stone things for that. And then we'll go into self-resurrection and rebirth, the herbal and stone things for that. And as always, the conversations will drift back and forth and rabbit hole as they do around here. Yeah. Especially when Crystal isn't here.
Freedom!
Love you, Crystal.
So, we do, very, very much, but you're not here and you can't control the squirrels.
In our defense, we were all left unsupervised.
we were all left unsupervised.
That's not a challenge.
So, the next one, I believe, is, Kat, can you tell the 17th?
17th is going to be sleep healing detox.
And then the one after that?
And then curses, breaker of chains.
Yep. So we'll go over, the next one is sleep and healing, detox. We'll go over that, same format we have. And then the one after that, we will go over curses and then breaking chains. And if I have the availability to, we will discuss the way to break curses. There's a few ways to do that. It's not the breaker of chains. So, breaker of chains is a spell that Gentry does. It's our cord cutter spell. So, but she,
I'm just reading what it says, okay?
My wife and my sister are very, very good at naming things. Fucking tea, nighty night bitch, bath ritual. They've got good names. Yeah, can you hear me now? They've got good names for stuff. Breaker of chains is our version of a cord cutter, and with my sister being very influenced by books and fantasy media and everything like that. Mother of Dragons, Breaker of Chains.
You get
it happened. You get the picture. So, and then after that, we'll get into if we have the time, we'll actually get into how to break a few ingredients and a few processes that will actually help break curses. Fucking warning for that. Just because something bad is happening to you does not mean you're cursed. Please look for the mundane reasons before you get all Harry Potter on it. Trust me, there's 9 times out of 10 there is a normal mundane reason for why shit is fucking up and going wrong.
Yeah, sometimes your life just sucks.
Yeah, sometimes you're just going through a rough patch and nobody put a curse on you. Sometimes you should probably learn to check your oil. I don't know.
Sometimes the check engine light has a valid reason.
Yeah, sometimes that check engine light has a valid reason for being on.
There's an EMS worker on TikTok that advises against people checking their own oil.
I didn't mean that way, but okay. And then after that, we'll go into grounding and healing again. And then we will start the folklore, superstitions, and deities, sections of classes and discussions and everything like that. Like we've said before, post comments on any of our videos that we have here. For those of you who can't tell, there's a cane Corso at my feet. It is not mine. It showed up. We're dog friendly around here. I mean, they let me in the building, so. we'll go into with the deity and the folklore and superstition classes. Please, by all means, make comments in the sections. If you actually know us in person, send us messages. Not me, because I'll forget. Please send it to somebody else. One of the 3 ladies who runs this circus would probably be a good idea. And then we'll start going into that and everything like that. So, into the meat and potatoes of things. Faye. I touched it and it fucking jumped all the way to the bottom. I hate computers. So, first component we'll go over is Rose, and we've mentioned Rose back when my sister was here to do the love spells and everything like that. A lot of components have a lot of different uses, and it all kind of comes from the same place. So, healing and renewal using rose. Throughout history, roses have been associated with healing properties and therapeutic benefits. Their essence has been used in various ancient traditions to soothe the mind, uplift the spirit, and restore emotional balance. In the realm of spirituality, the rose holds the power to rejuvenate our weary souls, offering solace, hope, and comfort in times of distress. Its essence can remind us to take moments of self-care, cultivation, stillness within, and nurture our own well-being. The rose is often seen as a symbol of the union between the divine feminine and masculine energies. Its soft petals represent the nurturing and compassionate aspects of the feminine, while the sturdy stem and thorns symbolize the strength and protection associated with the masculine. Embracing both aspects within ourselves allows us to find balance and harmony, fostering a deeper connection with our own spirituality, and eventually strengthening our awareness of living as a complex and beautiful human being. So, as I was saying, a lot of people are more common with associating roses in the craft with love spells. Self-empowerment is a form of self-love. You have to care about yourself for you to care about others. It's really hard to fake it till you make it with one of those. So, the rose, yes, while it does usually symbolize love and everything like that, in this aspect, it is symbolizing love for yourself, and you're tapping into that, as it said, the divine feminine and masculine energies to help rebuild yourself. And as we always say, there's the little bit of stuff that we're going over here tonight is not the end-all be-all list of everything. Do your own research, chase your own rabbit holes. There is thousands of things out there that you can use for umpteen different fonts of spell work. It is all about, yes, the rose does symbolize love, but in this aspect we're tweaking it just enough to where it becomes love for yourself. So, next one we'll get into for herbal components is mint. Yeah, mint. So, mint is, and I say this, and it's going to sound like I'm being mean against Christians or something like that, and I'm not. Mint is probably the one plant that has accepted Jesus Christ as its Lord and Savior, and it's been granted the power of resurrection and eternal life, because you cannot kill mint. If mint touches the ground, it is there forever. I have literally seen people cut back, or heard of people cutting back, acres of blackberry and kudzu and stuff like that. And lo and behold, there's like this little tiny circle of mint that just was fighting the good fight. Mint is one of those things that it is impossible to kill by nature. I have met people that would swear up and down they had a black thumb and would kill any plant they touched. And the only thing they could grow was mint. Because, well, mint's just one of those plants. nothing else on the face of the planet except maybe a goat has the willpower to kill Mint. So, ruled by the planet Venus, Mint is associated with the element of air. Thus, it can make a very effective plant for stimulating communication and giving power to our own voice. Mint can also be used to attract wealth, luck, or love, and it's revered for its ability to cleanse a space and counteract negative energy or attacks. For this reason, we add it to our... a lot of people will add this to things that we're going to go over with the spell. So you'll hear terms like uncrossing oils or uncrossing candles and things like that. That is a lot of what people will refer to as ways to break curses or hexes or things like that. Is uncrossing oil or uncrossing candles. Yes, do not cross the streams. We do not have the Ghostbuster scenarios around here. No crossing streams, goddamn. That's how you get giant Stay Puft Marshmallow Mans, and I'm not a big fan of
That's
marshmallow.
why you leave one urinal between two guys.
So, back onto the mint. Just as the powerful herb is refreshing in teas and sweets, it can also refresh the energy in your home. Steep fresh mint in hot water when mopping your floors to help cleanse negative energy or unwanted visitors out of your mental, emotional, and physical space. This is what we're talking about where it comes into the aspect of self-empowerment. Yes, it does lend the strength of air to your own voice to make it stronger, but it's also helping to cleanse that unwanted entities, energy, people out of your mental, emotional, and physical space. When you're doing self-empowerment work for yourself or somebody else, what you're trying to do is essentially build them for lack of a better term, and because I'm a giant fucking nerd, a fortress of solitude within themselves. Basically, you're building them an absolute place of existence that no one can fuck with.
Or as younger people would say, a safe space.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, safe space, fortress of solitude, fucking however you want to do it, whatever, floats your boat. I really don't care. You're building a space inside of yourself that you can exist, and you're pushing out from there. You're making it untouchable. Nope, fuck you, I am here, I exist here, fuck off. And then you radiate out from that. I don't know if any of y'all have seen the interview with, and I'm going to fuck up her last name because I know she pronounces it a certain way and I just can't. Charlize Theron, the actress. Absolutely amazing actress. Love watching her in movies because she is an awesome fucking actress and she just has this persona of fuck you, I do what I want. And people like that I've always really admired. So she explains how she was tired of people bumping into her and trying to push her off the sidewalk and things like that, and she never understood how men specifically, but a lot of women, could just walk through a crowd and people just moved the fuck out of their way. She said she finally had a conversation with somebody and she finally came to the understanding. You have to walk a certain way. You have to push a certain energy out to achieve that. She said basically what you do is you stand up, you hold your head up, you look straight forward, and as you begin to walk, you just think murder. And it, for lack of a better term, yeah, it fucking works. You will just see that there's
the RBF.
It's RBF. It's you walk and think murder. It's however you want to phrase it, whatever mindset you have to put yourself into. And you'll just see it. There are people that can just walk through a crowd and it's like the crowd just bubbles around their fucking existence. They just whoop right through the middle of that motherfucker and not a person stands in their way. It's,
Just repeat the mantra of fuck around and find out.
yeah, fuck around and find out. You know, it's all on pushing from that place in your mind within yourself of self-confidence to the point. Self-confidence to the point of arrogance is not arrogance. Self-confidence just shy of that point is a good thing. When we go over that line of arrogance, that's when it's a problem. So, some ways you can use mint in your rituals are you can burn them on incense, you can make floor washes, you can use them as bath soaks. Mint is one of those things that you can put in tea if you enjoy the flavor of mint. I mean, I make a black tea and mint that I've kept a jar of it up here in the shop since we started working with Mandy, and Mandy absolutely loved the way it tastes. So there's a small jar on her altar of it, and we keep another jar of it up here. I enjoy it. It's just simply black tea and mint. Excellent flavor, and it's one of those ways you can push that energy if you're mindfully putting it in there when you make your tea. It's one way you can use that component. So, now we get into the stones. I actually have one for this. So, yes, this is a very big ass fucking one of those pink Himalayan rock lamps. It was handed to us by a gentleman who's up here every once in a while. And it's really interesting because when it showed up, it had been in a decently well-heated place, and it was starting to like sweat on the outside and everything like that, so it looked really kind of cool. Had a little bit of extra character.
That's quite intriguing.
Yes. I was like, oh, it sweats. Demons? So pink Himalayan salt is also known as pink halite, and yes, it is a form of edible crystal. It has many metaphysical properties and benefits. Salt is salt. Himalayan crystal mineral salt has very similar properties to rose quartz.
Self-confidence in the
Yes, and is an excellent crystal for love, especially self-love. It not only helps one to experience self-love, but also to take action and do things that self-love implies. For example, finding sense of purpose. Where was this article that I read and got the notes from? 7 years ago when I retired. To live a healthier lifestyle, learning to say no, and to take time for personal recreation and enjoyment. For centuries, pure salt has been used for protection from evil, especially protection in and around the home. Salt is also used for purification, cleansing, and dispelling negativity in many magical and traditional rituals. Pure salts are also used to release attachments, including emotional attachments. It is recommended that those who work in environments of negativity or indirect communication keep a piece of pink halite, Himalayan salt, on their desk or nearby in the form of a lamp is best. Himalayan crystal mineral salt has gentle but strong grounding and centering energies and is said to bring abundance and prosperity into a home. So, and I mean, y'all see pink Himalayan salt at the grocery store and everything like that. It's an edible salt, like they were saying.
It's good on brown rice.
It is. It's actually really excellent to cook with. There's certain things that I don't use sea salt to cook. If I have the ability to, I use this just because it's got really nice fucking flavor. Yes, I know how to cook. I am this fat for a reason. So...
And if you come to one of these...
Yeah, if you come up here, you actually get to have some of my cooking. Like today, I made chanko nabe. It's a sumo stew from Japan. It's really good.
Sumo.
Yeah, it'll make, turn you into a sumo.
Made with real sumo.
Yeah, made with real sumo. I do not know recipes for long pig.
Okay.
Can't prove it. So,
and a smoker.
yeah. The next thing we're going over is citrine. We had a gentleman in here last week. I think it was last weekend. He deals in gems and minerals and things like that, and they stopped in. He was actually explaining to me the difference between quartz and citrine. And citrine is part of the quartz family, just like an amethyst and everything else like that. So, and the way he explained it, I've never, ever heard anybody explain it this way. So, the only difference between quartz and citrine, say you took 2 sets of cookies, you put them both in the oven at the same time. You pull one out at 20 minutes and you pull the other one out at 30 minutes. The one you pulled out at 20 minutes is quartz. The one you pulled out at 30 minutes is citrine. It's just a little bit crispier. It's cooked just a little bit longer. And he said that's really the only difference, is the heat conditions that it comes out of. And I'm pretty sure if you knew the temperature and had the oven to do it, you'd probably take quartz and turn it into citrine. So, science experiment. I need an oven. No, we're not getting that big of an oven. I'm too German for that.
I'm planning on building about a quarter size Bessemer converter in the next 5 or 6 years.
So, healing with citrine. Citrine is said to produce happiness, prosperity, generosity, creativity, pleasure, protection, strength, alignment, confidence, stability, moderation, energy, comfort, success, truth, goodness, warmth, digestion, assimilation, enjoyment of life, spiritual growth. It's quartz. If you couldn't tell by that list, it's quartz. So, citrine has the ability to energize every level of life. It cleanses the chakras, it opens the intuition. Citrine attracts wealth, prosperity, and success. It imparts joy, wonder, delight, and enthusiasm. It raises self-esteem and self-confidence, and that's why we typically utilize it in self-empowerment work and everything like that. Self-empowerment jars, bath rituals, candles, things like that. Citrine promotes motivation, activities, creativity, and encourages self-expression, enhances concentration, and revitalizes the mind. Sorry, my eyes are going in and out. Oh, time to put on the old man glasses. It releases negative traits, depression, fears, and phobias, emotional balancing. So, quartz is, I don't know, I looked up and it's like somebody had their hand up. I can't remember.
Oh, I did this.
Oh, sorry. I was like, that's weird. Somebody's raising their hand. It's not one of those things. We don't do that here.
You think I felt? You just stared at me.
I saw the movement from over there. That's why I looked up in that direction. You were in the middle of the cone of viewing. So, citrine is one of those things that you can use it in. You can use it in jewelry, bracelets, gemstones. Gemstones are very versatile in what they can be used in. That's actually a piece of quartz.
He got it.
I picked it out of the box that says quartz.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see that.
My bad. There you go.
It's yellow.
Gemstones in general are very useful if you're one of those people who doesn't want to do, candle spell work or, take time to build jars and don't want to buy the jars, do bath rituals, things like that, don't want to run an altar. Gemstones are one of those things that you can utilize in a very, very, very versatile manner. You can carry it around inside your pocket, your purse, you can leave it in your car.
Wear your
Elderly
bra.
As most people just said, you can use the bra pocket. I have a bag of stones in my sporin. Fucking stones are very versatile, and they can be used in things like jewelry, like rings and bracelets, earrings, necklaces. And it is a very versatile component that you can use in a lot of different ways. You don't have to worry about lighting a candle to do your ritual work because, well, your earrings are citrine and you already know you're good to go because, well, the earrings are in. It's really useful for people who, like me, who have squirrel brain. Hence why you see me typically wearing a lot of different necklaces or things like that, or bracelets and stuff like that, because, well, I don't have to worry about doing spell work because, well, shit, the damn thing's already on. So, the next stone we're going to go over is quite interesting. I don't know if we still have any of it or not. Can you check those glass doors right there and see there should be a tag in one of them, inside of one of them that says Sunstone. Okay. So,
This may take a second. I'm dyslexic.
no, you're fine. It'll mostly be a yellowish golden stone anyway, so that'll help you narrow it down.
So all the way to your left, 2 back.
Just remember, you break it, you buy it.
Nope, 1 more forward. Yeah.
I'll second.
That was green.
It looks yellow from here.
So, Sunstone is said to be a stone of leadership, encouraging the wearer to be open, benevolent, and willing to bestow blessings upon others. Also known as the stone of joy, Sunstone is believed to inspire good nature and an enjoyment of life. So, with self-empowerment, looking back at human history, naturally humans the only reason we're where we are today is because, well, we figured out how to use tools. Thumbs. So
What separates us from raccoons?
nothing. Not a damn thing. Them trash pandas are sketchy sometimes. We don't talk shit about Ricky around here.
If we leave top spot, they're taking over.
Oh yeah.
A little bit more.
So with human history in mind, the things we have achieved and accomplished, it's hard to look back. And I'm not talking about all the fucked up shit, because there's always going to be fucked up shit. I'm talking about the simple things like, figuring out how to navigate by using the stars. Figuring, when I smack these two
No,
rocks
that's
together,
cheating.
it makes fires. It's not cheating. I don't care what the Colonel said. Inside joke, don't worry about it. Looking at human history, we've figured out how to do so much because of either through necessity, being the mother of all invention, or just the sheer curiosity that we naturally all have. We are ingrained with self-confidence and self-empowerment. It's just part of our human makeup. We are allowed to forget that every once in a while. And what self-empowerment, spell work, and shadow work and everything like that actually does is it reminds you just how much of a badass you really are. That's all it is. It's just rekindling that fire that you let die down a little too low through whatever reasons, loss of family or friends, shitty situations and everything like that. You're allowed to forget that several times in your life. It's going to happen. Self-empowerment, spell work, shadow work, therapy. It all boils down to you remembering just how much of a badass you really are. And that's all it really comes down to, is putting yourself in that right mindset. Today we actually had a conversation before we started the live about how much of the craft is actually the placebo effect. And the person who brought it up wasn't meaning placebo effect in the bad way that everybody always associates it with. The human mind is this weird 5 pounds of jelly that's operating a biomechanical hydraulic mech system somehow. And it's figured out how to do all of these really amazing things like write some of the greatest poetry in the world, paint the Mona Lisa, build the Eiffel Tower, circumnavigate the globe,
Invent the nuke.
invent the nuke, you know,
And then only use it twice.
and then only having the stuff restraint and the awareness to only use it twice so far. Give us time. Give us time.
That's playing around. That's not.
That was
And
testing.
they blew some up in Arizona, didn't they?
New Mexico.
New Mexico.
White Sands.
Yeah. That's the reason John Wayne got cancer.
Yeah.
We're not going to get into that.
Anyway, now they look green.
So, but self-empowerment is one of those things that I recommend everybody do periodically because just like grounding and protection, it is part of that foundation that you need to build for yourself because having the self-empowerment, the self-confidence to push forward down any path, whether it's the craft, whether it's learning how to blacksmith, whether it's, you know, getting in shape and running your first marathon because running. No. Learning how to cook, learning how to drive a car, you know, teaching yourself another language. That's part of that foundation that you need, especially as a practitioner, to push forward down your path. So, yes, grounding and protection are important. Self-empowerment and self-confidence are one of those things that are, it's that other third
It
of
also
that
helps you
two-thirds.
with your ability to do energy work.
Yes, it does. Because you need to go forward in that
The
aspect.
more you believe in yourself.
Yes, the more you believe in yourself, the more effective you are. Leading back to that conversation about the placebo effect. Because squirrels. A lot of the placebo effect in this sense isn't meant in a bad way. It's mind
Stop saying
over
it's
matter.
fake.
Yeah, it's not saying it's fake. It's mind over matter. Your mind has to be more powerful than what your mind is more powerful than what you think it is. It regulates everything you do. Your mind keeps your back muscles from snapping your own spine. So,
And sometimes you need those steps of combining herbs or putting things together or burning something to focus that energy into where it's supposed to go.
yes.
It's not necessarily that stuff is empowered on its own, but it's
Yes.
giving you the focus to power the energies that
Yes.
you need and push them right in the right place.
And some people, myself included, I'm one of those. I don't need, but I benefit more from having those steps that I do, that process. Oh, well, I take this herb and
What
I
you
grind
consider
it
spell
down.
work.
Yes. I take that herb, I grind it down. I take this herb, I grind it down. I add this, I add this, I add this, I add this. Next thing you know, I got a gumbo. It to me, that process is there and it makes sense, and I can rely on that process to get the end result that I'm wanting. There are motherfuckers who don't need that process. They can just walk in that kitchen, blink their eye, and holy shit, they've got a gumbo. Right, wrong, doesn't matter. They can get a gumbo just because they willed that gumbo to be there. That's energy work for a lot of people. They can just will that energy to weave that pattern that they want, whether it's a protection, a curse, a self-empowerment, a love spell. They can weave that spell into what they're wanting it to be with just the simple force of their will. They don't need a stone. They don't need an herb. For those of you like me, stones and herbs. So,
Getting stoned isn't it?
that's some good medicine right there. And the moment it becomes legal, it'll be on that wall. I promise. So, next we're getting into self-resurrection and rebirth. And at the end of this, I'll actually go grab a few of the candles and a few of the jars and bath rituals. We'll hold them up to the camera, pass them around. This is one of the spells that my sister does, the self-resurrection and rebirth. It's really, really, really pretty. It looks like a lot of fire. and I like fire. This fire's good. So, first one we're going to talk about is Rose of Jericho, which those of you who've been in our tent up to the shop, we carry these. They're a really interesting plant. They come out of the Levant desert, and they're this weird cross between a tumbleweed and a fern. When they dry up, they curl in on themselves, and they don't actually die. They really just go dormant for a little while. They curl up, protect themselves.
Right.
Much like a tumbleweed, they have a very thin, shallow root system that the wind bats them around, breaks the roots, and they just tumble through the desert until they find more water.
I just
They sit in the water,
lost track of time.
soak it up, and as they rehydrate themselves, they open themselves up right, and begin to grow their very shallow root system there, and begin to drink the rest of the water. They grow there, and then all of a sudden, the heat dries up the water, they curl back up, and on their little journey they go. Another name for them is resurrection rose and things like that. So it's most famous for being known as the resurrection plant. For its quality of coming back to life, the plant, when not near a water source, curls up into a drop ball. When it's supplied again with water, the plant magically opens up with beautiful fern-like leaves. They often turn a bright, vibrant green. When water is removed, it goes back into a state of hibernation, again until water is introduced again. It is much like a tumbleweed. Oh shit, it's like I was saying that right out my brain. So, in spiritual practices, it's believed to have the following properties of spirituality. It's believed to bring peace, prosperity, and abundance to a home or business, protects against illnesses, all types of negative energy and vibrations, used as a type of holy water to bless people. So, when you're using this in a lot of different spell work and everything like that, you're relying a lot on the energy that it naturally produces itself. That almost resurrection-like quality. It's burned out, it's dead, it's dying. Oh no, you gave it a little bit of life and a little bit of attention, and all of a sudden, poof, there it goes again. They work really great as air plants. You can hang them in the air, spray them with water a little bit as you walk by. They're good to go. Spoke with a lady at one of the shows. She actually used to use a Rose of Jericho inside one of her lizard enclosures as a like a barometric pressure gauge, like a humidity gauge. Basically, when it curled up, she'd go in, clean everything out, re-add water, readjust the humidity and everything like that, and then it would open back up, and then when it closed up again, she'd go back in and do the same stuff. It's really neat. I'm actually looking at the lady behind the camera because her and her husband take care of lizards and snakes, and they really liked it. So,
Oh, they're good.
there you go. Another use for the Rose of Jericho.
A lizardometer? Yeah.
Yeah, a lizardometer. So,
Should be.
one of the next symbols we're going to go over is the fire lily. So, I don't have any fire lilies here, but they are really very pretty.
Well, ask
The
me.
fire lily is often associated with passion, desire, and love,
Right.
making it a popular flower in romantic context and celebration. It is also associated with
Right.
rebirth, regeneration, and rebirth. Fire lilies are known for their ability to bloom even after wildfires or harsh conditions, symbolizing resilience and renewal. So, the way you're going to start seeing a lot of themes in this line of spell work is fire. You know, Phoenix rising from the ashes. After wildfire burns through an area, what happens? Plants come back. They grow right out of the ashes. Rebuild yourself. You burn it down, and you just rebuild it all the way from the fucking base. That is self-resurrection. That is rebirth. You have to burn it all down before you can rebuild it. Going down that road, Smith. We are not making that comment. It just popped in your head.
Hitting on bottom.
Current political landscape. So, the next one we're going to go over is
Did you take your milk?
marigold. So, the marigold flower, a lot of us in this area and a lot of people
You
in
have to let it.
New Mexico, Arizona, and, well, all over the place because I think a lot of the celebrations have spread further than away from just the border regions. The Holiday Dia de los Muertos, that is very, very intricate in the culture of Mexico. It is Absolutely beautiful festival. If any of y'all have ever gotten to see the videos for the parades and the festivals that they have down there for it, especially the one in Mexico City, it is phenomenal. It's not the same thing as, but you
Still
can
gonna be
compare
yours.
it a lot to a lot of the floats and the parade groups and everything from Mardi Gras down in NOLA and the area around there.
Drinking cervezas.
Yeah, it is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful fucking festival. The marigold flower, known
Why?
scientifically as Tagetes erecta, boasts a rich cultural history in Mexico. Beyond its aesthetic appeal, marigolds have deep symbolic meaning. They are often associated with life and death, making them the perfect choice for the Day of the Dead celebration. Marigolds are believed to represent the sun's warmth and light, and their radiant colors are thought to guide the souls
you
of
go
the
to the
departed back to the world of the living during the Day of the Dead. The idea aligns beautifully with the
You need
core
to show
principles of the celebration to honor and remember loved ones who passed away. So, marigolds are also seen as a way to offer comfort to the souls of the deceased, as their vibrant petals and earthly fragrances are said to be pleasing to the spirits. This is why you'll find marigold flowers and petals strewn on altars, graves, and even in homes during the festival. So, you're really leaning hard into that, the death of the old,
No, I haven't.
coming back and breathing life back into everything.
I went to
Like I said earlier, it's a lot of
Yeah,
that
came straight.
burning everything down, walking away, and rebuilding from scratch. You are, for those of you who do the tarot deck, everybody's concerned about the death card. It's the tower you really got to worry about.
I have not.
Quotes from my wife and sister. It's really the tower you have to worry about.
I talked
So-
to her.
One stone we're going to go into.
Gunslinger.
So one of the stones we're going to go into is
Saturday night, I'm
carnelian.
going to be working.
Carnelian is a stone that represents warmth, fiery life, vibrancy, strength, bravery, courage.
Send Jenny.
Courage when speaking in public, and creativity.
So-
And various hues are believed to hold specific meanings and properties, such as red carnelian for courage and strength, and orange carnelian for creativity and joy. Like how we were talking about earlier, looking at human history. Everything from to the sharp pointy stick to, I want to stab that guy way over there, the bow, and
I
then,
don't know.
up to the nuke,
Don't even
fusion,
know if I'll get
electric
one.
cars, the space program. It's all here because of creativity and imagination. That stuff is very, very important. Carnelian is one of those stones that can do that, but it's also giving you the strength and bravery to separate yourself from the past version of yourself that you're trying to push forward and away from. So. All right. The last stone we're going to go over is smoky quartz. So, basically, we all carry around unwanted baggage.
Right.
Whether it's from old traumas or deeply rooted negative thoughts, there are bad energies. Bad energies weight us down and strip positivity from our lives. But there is, I write this shit down as notes, and I write it a certain way, and trying to read it, it sounds retarded. So, smoky quartz is another form of quartz. For those of you who haven't seen a smoky quartz, nice big fucking size. It literally looks like there is smoke trapped in the quartz. And it's really interesting in a lot of different samples. It'll have, the whole stone itself will be shaded, or there will be little bands of the smoke coloration in there and everything like that. It's actually really interesting, just kind of the way it forms.
It's good.
Much like quartz, it can be utilized for a lot of different things. What we're looking at this one for is more of its stabilizing properties. Transitioning from your former self to a new version of yourself, you're burning a lot of shit to the ground, as we've said. It's very chaotic, it's very hectic, a lot of shit's going fucking haywire, you know.
really sound like a pyro.
Just right now.
I know. But just because I know the formula for Angry Play-Doh does not make me a pyro.
Because
Wait, it does.
Napalm?
Maybe.
No,
Look,
the fact that you're
we're
a
not
fire baby does.
What about me?
I know how to make napalm. Greek fire isn't that hard. Yeah, probably. It's okay. It's fine. It's fine.
Greek fire is easy. You just got to clean up the kitchen after you're ground.
After you're grounded, I mean.
no.
So it's a lot of cash. You know, y'all have seen that meme where the entire building's on fire, the kitchen's on fire. There's a person sitting at the table with a coffee cup, going, "It's fine. I'm okay. It's good."
Yeah.
That's a lot of what's going to be going on when you're doing a lot of this self-resurrection and rebirth. It's all burning and on fire, but you're fine. You're fine. You get a lot of that stabilizing energy from things like smoky quartz because it helps you focus. It gives you that focal point, that stabilization to where you're actually pivoting your life for the better. Now that we've gotten through that little comment on self-resurrection and rebirth, if you're going to change because you want to change. Change because it's going to make you happier, because you feel you're changing to be a better version of yourself. Don't change because somebody else thinks you need to. Don't change because somebody else says you have to. Blah, 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 blah. If you're going to change and you want it to count, you need to want the change. You need to want to be a better version of yourself, whatever that is. Whether that's, like me, working on my anger management, how I handle situations, not resorting to violence to fix all my problems, stuff like that.
Almost 15 minutes.
I chose to change about myself because I felt it would make me a better version of myself, to make me happy. Nobody else had influence on that decision. You cannot change yourself unless you truly want to, and that person you used to be, it's still going to very much be a part of who you were. You're just learning to change that, and I'm still realizing even today, after all the work I've put in, it's real easy to slip back into the old me. It takes a lot of constant work. It's not a one-time and done thing. This stuff is to help you start the process. This stuff is to help you get past sticking points or plateaus, things like that. It's one of those things that it's a tool to help you on your journey. It's not the end-all, be-all, gonna fix the problem thing. There is no magic pill to make everything better. Doesn't work. Not gonna happen. Not in modern science, not in craft, not in prayer. It doesn't work that way. The universe does not care. There is no magic pill. It is a process, it is a journey, it is work. You will always have to work on yourself. You will always have to fix yourself because you want to, not because someone else says you need to fix yourself. So, and unless you're just one of those people who are, just quite happy and fucking awesome with the exact way you are right now, don't worry about it. Ignore everything I've said. That wasn't for you. So, no, this particular set of spells for me is one of those things that I don't have a lot of experience personally doing this line of spell work. It's not until I retired, came home, and realized I had a lot of shit I had to work out. So, story time. When I got back, I pretty much downward spiraled. You know, because, well, my life as I knew it was done and over with and finished. Yo, you get no candles. Gets no candles. And I pretty much hit rock bottom and had to fix some stuff. What kind of keyed it into me was I love my brother to death, and I don't hate him for saying this. He was doing what he felt he needed to. At my grandfather's funeral, they were playing videos, pictures, stuff like that. One of the pictures that popped up on screen was a picture of me and my grandfather at a family reunion, I think, like that. I was still in the military. I was in civilian clothes. I was not in my uniform. We were standing next to each other, and I'd been home for about almost a year at this point, and I ballooned up because, well, I hate my feelings. So my brother leaned forward because he was sitting behind me, and he said, "What the fuck happened to you?" That one little sentence. That's all it fucking took. That one sentence. What the fuck did happen to me? What the fuck have I allowed to happen? That one sentence is literally the thing that started me on my path of fix myself. Like I've said, it's a long path. That was 6 years ago-ish. I'm still working on it. And it's not, I'm trying to get skinny or pretty or muscled or anything like that. I took a really long, hard look at myself and decided I needed to be happy with myself, and what the fuck was that going to take, and what the fuck did that look like? That's me personally. Not everybody is that way. Some people, it takes more than a sentence. Some people, it takes other things. I don't know. That's you. If this is something you're wanting to do to change yourself, to adjust yourself, however, take a really long, hard look at yourself and figure out if it's you wanting to change yourself or it's somebody else wanting to change you. And go from there. I hate people who gaslight people. It's kind of a personal little sticking point for me. So, these are two of the examples. So this one is the self-empowerment. And just like we kind of always give warnings for people when they buy some of our candles, the ones that are more decorated on top, the more decorated on top, the more of a fire hazard it is. No low-hanging cloth. Put it on a heat-resistant platter, not a normal ceramic plate. It will split it in half. And this is the Resurrection and Rebirth candle. See how I was saying there's a lot of fire theme in this particular piece of spell work? This is one of those that's really a fire hazard because there's a lot of stuff on top of it. It turns into a mini little bonfire. So,
You don't need that.
oh. So, we got started a little late, so tonight's going to be really short. Next few events we have up, we have Tag this weekend.
Uppsala every weekend.
Yep, every
in
weekend
April.
this month, Uppsala. Oh, reminds me, you spoke to me about it today, and I got an email about it today. On our post, if y'all go on our Facebook page, you'll notice the post that we have put up for Uppsala Spring Market. There is an individual who posted in those comments that they, contact them for booking your spot and everything like that. That individual is not affiliated with Uppsala Events in any way, shape, form, or fashion. We have spoken with the people at Uppsala Events. We know them. We've had conversations with them specifically about this. Do not contact them. They're not affiliated with Uppsala Events. We have posted comments on their comments saying that basically in a very nice way. Some of us around here are a little curse happy. and have been reined in.
Most of us.
So please don't contact that person and expect to be able to get into Uppsala Events. Please go to Uppsala Events' actual Facebook page, their webpage, and everything like
The
that.
Yule Viking Fest.
Yeah,
Yule Viking
Viking
Festival.
Fest. It's the same folks. Please contact them directly if you're interested in being a vendor out there and talk to them about it. They're going to tell you who, what, where, when, why, and how on anything like that. So please contact them directly. We had Tag this weekend.
Rainbow Market.
Rainbow Market. Tag. Rainbow.
Saturday.
Saturday, 10 to 3,
Okay, where at?
Bergfeld Park.
Bergfeld Park. It's always at Bergfeld, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay.
It's a good
I thought
park.
So. Yeah, I just couldn't remember if it adjusted or changed or if
Yeah,
it's just
nope.
always at Bergfeld.
We're at Bergfeld.
Always at Bergfeld. So yeah, go out, support our friends and neighbors at the Pride community. Go show a lot of love to the artists that are out there, the crafters and people out there selling stuff. Just go out, hang out, have a good time. I mean, don't be a dick.
Ask the market on the 20th.
Yep, it's another local market down in
Yep,
your
so
neck
it'll
of the
be
woods.
in Jacksonville.
Yep.
And we'll be at Commerce Street Draft House.
And then Austin Witch Fest on the 28th.
Yeah, that's going to be fun. So to remind you, the last week of April and the first week of May, the shop will be closed by appointment only. We are not your 3 a.m. friends. I repeat that. We are not your 3 a.m.
No, we are not.
friends.
Nope.
There will be a surcharge.
You want us to be your 3 a.m. friend? Look, mercenary work has mercenary prices. 3 a.m. friends have 3 a.m. friend prices.
That's
just how
right.
fucking works.
May 4th and 5th, Polk.
Yes. We have the Beltane market coming up.
Festival.
So, Beltane is essentially May the 1st. May Eve, everything like that. That actually starts our superstition and deities and folklore class. So we're going to probably focus on Beltane for that first round and kind of dig into that a little bit. Because there's some interesting roots as to the way it runs and everything like that. And it kind of has a lot of different traces that go kind of all over the place. So that's probably what we're going to dig into. That very first class is Beltane specifically, May Day, however you want to phrase it. There's a few festivals. So, but yeah, honestly, that's everything we've got coming up. We'll see y'all around. Y'all have a good. Be safe.